Okay, I think we are going live. In the process of going live, I always wait until the little bar has reached its conclusion, which is now done. So we are now live. Hooray!
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just reading this book. I don't.
Busy.
Yeah, I like to read up high. I like to hold it up high when I.
Okay, so welcome to Glossop Improv makes a scene with.
David Escobedo. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited about this.
Oh, you're very welcome. We're very, very pleased to have you here. So we've had a number of suggestions, David.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 17 suggestions, in fact. So if you could pick a number between 1 and 17, that would be fabulous.
4.
4.
4.
Oh, you've picked the best one of the whole lot.
Nice.
It's from Ian Luke Jones. And
Ian. Yeah, I know Ian. Awesome.
Yeah, we all know Ian. It's great. And it is, what do you mean you are in love with my mother? Okay. That is our suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you mean you're in love with my mother? Off we go.
It's so nice. This is nice, isn't it?
Nice. It's very nice. Very nice. It's very nice.
I'm so glad that we decided to do this.
Yeah, me too. It's very nice.
Me too. Me too. It's yeah, lovely. Really nice.
Would everyone like a glass of water? Or
Yeah. I think I'm certainly. My throat is a little dry.
All right. Well, what about you, James? Would you like anything?
I'll take what kind of waters do you have? Is it bottled, sparkling?
We've got distilled and pure. Okay. Which I use with my apple cider vinegar regimen. Okay. And we've got mineral water from Scotland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Super fresh. And the rest is just that Evian.
Yeah.
Plonk. What would you like? Tap water.
Yeah, tap water's fine for me. Yeah.
James?
Yeah, Teresa, if it's I noticed that you have an aquarium and I know this could you just give me a glass of the aquarium water?
All right. The coral fish in this saltwater aquarium will not miss the water that much, but
it's salt water. I thought it was a freshwater aquarium. I'll just take tap water. It's fine. I didn't want salt water. It's totally fine. That'll probably make me more dehydrated. I'll just take regular tap water.
If you're absolutely sure.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a saltwater aquarium, but I thought it was a freshwater. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine. Take your time.
Yeah. You will. Everything will be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope I'm making a good first impression. I've never really ever done this before.
Yeah, I think she likes you.
Good.
You're very charming, and yeah, I'm sure everything is gonna be fine.
I don't have kids, so it's really kind of awkward to meet someone else's kids, and I don't want to make like a bad first impression or say something.
Who's got kids?
Your mom does.
I do.
You guys.
You.
This is nice.
Yes. Here's yours, dear.
Oh, thank you so much.
Or tap water.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Do you want me to get you guys anything? Like I don't know the kitchen, but I could try to get some biscuits. I don't know. I'll look.
Yeah, actually, yeah. if you could, yeah, just
don't open the big cupboard.
No big
Whatever
cupboard.
you do, just a small
Okay.
one.
Yeah, I'll find some biscuits, and it'll probably go really well with the water.
Thanks, honey.
Sweetie, does he know not to open the big cupboard?
It'll be fine, darling. Honestly, don't worry about it.
Okay.
So, what do you think?
He's back. He's back.
Yes, he is.
You find the biscuits all right?
I couldn't find anything. It's your kitchen, so I don't really know how everything's spaced out.
Well, I know where the biscuits are. I could just go and I'll go have a look. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll be back in a moment.
So James.
Yes.
Do you have any children?
I don't know how to answer that, and I feel like I don't know how to answer that.
Have some more water.
Thank you. Thank you. Is this just tap water?
Yeah. With a hint of lemon.
Thank you.
Breathe.
Yeah. Is that a saltwater aquarium or is that a freshwater aquarium?
It's a saltwater.
Talk about this?
Yeah, we have talked about
That's
it.
a lot to maintain, isn't it?
Oh yeah, very big filters.
I'm gonna go see if she's help looking for the biscuits. I'll be right back.
I couldn't find them.
What's up with James?
Oh well. I think he's trying to make a good impression.
He ran out of the room.
Well, he can be a bit nervy, you know. He's not done this before, so.
Sweetie, where's he gone? Where's he gone?
Sweetheart, are you all
Oh.
right?
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Yeah, I couldn't. Fine.
You all right?
I am. Is that a saltwater? That's a saltwater aquarium, right?
It's
Okay.
I think the lionfish and the grouper in it probably was a really good hint that.
Yeah. Neons are angelfish.
Yeah. Yes. So how long have you two known each other?
Well, it's quite a while now, isn't it? It's been nearly a year now, and well, we it's always
It's nice.
it's just nice to be together, isn't
Nice.
it?
It's very nice here. Thank you.
Just nice to be here. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, we just thought we would just come and just have a visit and just to see how you are and yeah.
So how do you feel if I asked her to marry me?
Yeah.
I should probably ease into that a little bit better. Sorry. But I mean, now that it's out there, like, how would you feel about that? Like,
It's salt water, by the way.
is it salt water? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, because of the coral there.
Yeah, it's
Hard to maintain.
right. So, married.
Yeah. Not getting any younger, and quite expensive to live on your own, and and we get on so well, me and James, and
So, what is it exactly that you do, James?
I'm kind of between jobs right now.
yeah. But he's got a lot of great ideas.
I do. Wonderful. Yeah. Like I have a good idea for a Kickstarter.
Yeah, tell her about the Kickstarter. What was it? Something to do with aquariums, wasn't it?
Well, actually, I just got the idea right now. I didn't have it before, but I saw that you have a saltwater aquarium, and it might be cool to have, like, you could identify the fish like with an app, or if you take a picture of it and it identifies the kind of fish by the shape, and so you don't need to look it up or anything. It'd be like, so.
This is what I mean. He's always coming out with these ideas, aren't you? You're just always like,
your mom is so
and, yeah.
He's finally cottoned on at saltwater. That's nice. That's good.
So there's just, I mean, obviously, this won't change much really in the grand scheme of things. Just some of the housekeeping is, the estate kind of, all that sort of, legal stuff. I mean, obviously now it will go to James rather than to you, but I mean, that's not going to be an issue for fine. I've got a few years in me yet, so, and I obviously I'll put some aside for you, but I mean, obviously I have to, think about James's future, and this is our life to plan together, and
if I'm not mistaken, do you, James, you live, what island was that? I forget the name. Yeah, I'm bad at geography.
It's called Manapoko Island.
Oh, right. Sounds really far away.
yeah.
It is. Yeah. I'm going to move from there to move in with your mom, though, so I won't be far away for long. Neighbors. Well, close, but not neighbors.
And obviously you'll still be welcome to visit at the house, even when James is living there. It doesn't have to change anything in our relationship.
Oh, that's nice. So, you do know that the aquarium is very high maintenance, and
I figured, because you have to grow it from you have starter coral, and that adds like the bacteria that you need in order for it to get a saltwater, like the pH balance. I know that.
Oh, that, and the filters are very powerful.
Yeah, you have to clean it like every other week, and it's hard because it's salt water, and so you have to.
Yeah.
James did a correspondence course in marine biology.
I don't want to brag.
You see, you're too modest, James. I'm always saying you're just too modest.
How could you not love your mom? How could you not love your mom? I don't know. I don't get it.
You.
You.
So, sweetheart, are you okay? I mean, obviously this is sort of big news, but exciting news.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah, I'm completely chuffed. Just over the moon. I'm over the moon for you both. Just
good.
You plan to start a family?
Well, it's funny you should say that. Surprise! We're gonna have a sister or brother. We don't know yet. It's early days, but but I mean, we weren't planning on it, but I didn't know, if that was still. But it turns out it is, and I am. So
I'm so excited. because that's what was so awkward. You asked me, do you have any kids? And I was like, I don't know how to answer that because I didn't feel like it was my place to announce that. I didn't want to make it awkward. I wanted us to start off on the right foot.
It's not awkward at all. No.
Good. This is nice.
Yeah. I mean, and you're so nearby, you could babysit. That would be so nice, wouldn't it? Like, I'm sure the little one would love the fish. Like,
Baby near a fish, near a lionfish.
I mean, I don't know about these things.
Oh. Okay. Yes. Right. Okay.
Teresa, I know that you're a small business owner. I know that you own a couple shops around here, but when you're not doing that, hoping babysitting's on your schedule, that you could do that.
I don't. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Oh.
There, I've said it. I don't like it.
Oh. I have to say, I wasn't expecting this kind of reaction.
Maybe if I got us some biscuits, that might kind of make it less awkward, or at least we could talk about it. Should I get us some biscuits?
All right, could you put the kettle on as well?
Oh yeah, I'll get us some biscuits. Put the kettle on. I'm really excited about this, to be honest. Thank you so much.
Please don't make me babysit. I can't even tell if those things are alive or not. Like, they burp and things and...
Oh, well, it'll be different when it's your brother or sister.
I feel so responsible for this. When did it happen?
Well, you were always saying I should get out more, and then I did. I met James.
Yes, you did.
Oh, you found biscuits. Well done, honey.
I just found these shortbread cookies, and I hope they're okay. I hope you're not saving them for, a more special occasion, or a differently special occasion, I guess I'd say.
What could be more special? Shortbread all round.
I walked past your saltwater tank again, and those fish they're not alive. They're floating.
What?
Yeah. Seems like she's a hard time telling me things are alive or dead. That's what it seems like.
Maybe we shouldn't get her to babysit.
That's okay. I mean, we don't have to. Teresa.
This is so... Do I call you Dad?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
But you were 2 years behind me and... Oh,
is that an issue? I didn't know that would be a thing. You know what? This is all weird, but it's nice. It's really nice. I like it.
Okay, as long as I don't have to babysit the baby, They're not dead, by the way.
Oh, they're not.
They're having a nap.
Oh, they're sleeping.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is.
Okay.
I'll just go get us that cup of tea.
That sounds great. Thank you so much. That sounds great. I didn't know, when you asked me, I didn't know how to answer. Like when you said, do you have kids? I was like, I kind of do, or not yet. And I didn't want to be the person that opened that present, that gift yet, That's not my thing.
You know that song, I'm My Own Grandpa?
On my own grandpa. Yeah, I think I saw it on the Muppets. I think Rolf sings it.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't remember who sings it, but I feel like I'm inside that song now.
Oh, that's a tough song to be into. So you're feeling stressed and anxious, and I want to know, is there, I guess I want to empathize with you, because I want to listen to you and be changed by you. You're
Yeah.
stressed.
Yes. You are younger than I am.
I'm so much younger than you. Well, I'm 2 years younger than you. That sounds really awkward. It feels like I might not, well, from your perspective, I might not be good enough for your mom then.
When I was 10, you were 8.
Yeah.
Mind blown. Just, hey, what are your thoughts on films and what you're willing to pay for, at the cinema?
I think that $15 is a lot, but there's some cinemas like in Pasadena or in Los Angeles where the seats actually move and you get like cocktails if you want. So at that point, you pay more than like $15. You're kind of getting your money worth. What do you think?
What kind of films do you like?
Oh, I like sci-fi. I like horror movies a lot. I kind of like action-y, there's a plot going on.
So you would pay good money for that sort of thing, that kind of film?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Have you seen Lockdown or Lockout with Guy Pearce and they're trying to escape from the prison in outer space?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd pay for that. That's a good movie.
Would you pay for that and for your family as well?
Yeah, I would. It's cinematic masterpiece. It's great.
And if if for any reason any of the fish aren't asleep after all and have died from ammonia poisoning, would you shell out some money to get a new batch of saltwater fish, including maybe a Moorish idol and some jellyfish and corals from the Pacific?
I would even throw in a couple of brine shrimp that clean the side of the tank and eat the algae on the side of the tank. I would definitely do that because I also like saltwater tanks. It's not a hard sell.
Oh.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just talked.
Is that the tea?
Yeah, about that. There's a lionfish in your kettle.
I noticed that. I thought it was there on purpose. I didn't know, and I didn't want to take it out.
And scene. I was like, once someone does this in the scene.
That was very bizarre.
Oh, that was so much fun.
So I felt like it moved extremely smoothly from topic to topic. Like I didn't feel like there was invention kind of going on. I felt like it was just, I really liked that a lot. I think that felt very comfortable.
Yeah, that was really nice.
It's weird because it was meant to be like super duper awkward.
We're all just having a great time.
I also really like that we were comfortable being silent and comfortable being awkward. Some people like try to solve the problem. And I felt like awkward is the gift. Let's make that worse. Like, I love that. I thought that was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something Jess taught me, that it's all right to hang back and be quiet. And we're studying physicality with Becky.
Yeah.
As well. And so there's this thing she teaches us with the eyes and the expression and everything that can really work, as opposed to just belting out line after line.
I agree, because that also can seem really artificial if you're just waiting for your turn to talk, like a tennis match. It's like, oh, it's my turn to talk, and now it's your turn to talk, and now it's my turn to talk. So I totally agree with that. I love Becky Webb. She is extremely talented. I've worked with her for a long time. She's also super nice.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot from her.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Yeah, it's such a good class because it's quite easy to forget about physicality when you're doing stuff on Zoom, because you're only kind of using kind of here upwards. You can forget like how much you can do just with your facial expressions.
So you two have done this a lot. This is my first time doing it with two people. Usually it's like one-on-one. Do you leave the screen a lot like that?
No, last time we did that, I don't think
we did this with John Nguyen.
Yeah, I don't think
you left very briefly to get us some wine.
Yeah. But that's I don't know why that scene just felt like the characters needed like little moments together. Like we need to see a moment with you and Sekki, then we need to see a moment with me and you, and then we needed a moment with me and Sekki. So it just sort of felt like, oh, okay. And because we've said that we're in like Sekki's house, we can just go and keep going for tea and biscuits and water.
I 100% agree. I love like that whole like, okay, this is a mechanism we're going to hit over and over again. And at one point, we both left Sekki by herself.
I know.
I was like, oh.
Do I break the fourth wall and start talking to the audience?
I was like, are we about to get all Shakespearean? Is Sekki about to have her?
But I have to say, those are like my favorite moments in improv sets where someone takes like a big risk and it's like, then it's like, what's going to happen next? Because a lot of times, like if you did an improv for long enough, you can say like, this is the move to make, this is the move to make. One time, my friend Liam Weber left the stage and went out and started an improv team in the audience while the show was still going on, and then brought the team up with him. And we performed as two, like one team became like two teams. It was awesome when it happened. I've never seen that before. So I love when people huge risks like that. I love it.
Yeah, it requires a bit of trust as well, doesn't it? That your scene partner will just go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you feel safe in doing that, or did you make?
Yeah. It was completely secure because I've obviously worked with Jess since, gosh, is it 2018, Jess, that we started? Yeah. So and you just exude, you yourself exude a lot of support anyway, David. So it's like, whatever goes, I'll go. So, what were the books we saw? Books.
So I was reading this Triangle is Seen by Paul Valancourt. I love this book. You can see my notes in it. I love this book. It's one of my favorite books because it's not very long. Like you can finish in a weekend, but it's all just like techniques and stuff. And then I'll just do two more books so that way I'm not like promoting on your page. My friend Rich Baker has a book, Improv Made Easier, and I haven't read this book. I've only read a couple chapters of it, but I can't wait to read this book. And there's his handsome face right there. And then the last one, which people might be more aware of in United Kingdom, is The Improviser's Way by Katie Shute. And there's all my yeah, and it's set up kind of like a RPG book, like a Dungeons and Dragons book. That's kind of what it looks like. That. So those are some of the books, and I think
is
like,
it kind of
I
like,
really like the
like choose your own adventure type?
Not that, like it's set up that way, like a workbook. It's called a long form workbook. So if you wanted to, like if the improv team was discovering long form, you could literally start from the first chapter and work through it all the way through. But it's not like character, class, and choose an adventure. But that she was inspired by that because she's an RPG person. Yeah, I like to shout out to other people right now, especially because people could use the income, and these are people in our community that we could support. And I like to make it not about me. Like I think the most of the stuff that I've gotten from improv is because I give freely to other people, and I find that for some reason, like the rewards are 10 times come back at me, which is great. Love it. Yeah.
Awesome.
So why'd you guys start Glossop Improv?
Because we knew there was a little group of us who really wanted to do this, but Manchester was just one big train ride away on a Friday night. And is that it, Jess? Yes, we've always talked about it.
Yeah, so I moved to Glossop about 3 years ago, I think, something like that. And I'd been part of improv groups in Manchester. I was living in Manchester before that. And then I got here and got very involved with our local theatre, the Partington Theatre. So I met loads of great people, and I was like, I'm starting to miss doing improv. And then Sekki was really keen to do some improv, and I was like, oh, okay. And then Sekki was like, we should have an improv group here. And so it was Sekki that kind of pushed me to kind of
nagged.
And then we were, I think it's something that's like, it's very difficult to do on your own, to set up on your own. So like having somebody to work with, to co-found it with, was just amazing, because not only is Sekki a great improviser, she also has a lot of theatre background and also is like a kind of central person in the community in Glossop. So it's just like, Sekki can bring everyone in.
So when you say that you missed improv, but you were doing theater, what about improv did you miss that theater did not provide?
I think just having so much time to experiment and play with things. And I really love sort of doing theatre, but because it's kind of set, sometimes rehearsals are really fun, but sometimes rehearsals are just stressful and feels like you're just going through the motions of, we need to get this scene done and ready. And I kind of miss like there's 100 different ways this scene could go. And getting to explore all those ways. And yeah, I just sort of like, oh, I miss just suddenly being able to be a circus ringmaster, or, you know, a grandma, or, having a million opportunities.
So Sekki, was Jess your first improv teacher?
No, in 2017, I did a 6-week course in Salford that Emma Bird was running.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was part of just this nighttime acting classes that I went through that year. And she was my absolute favorite of all the teachers. And it was clear that every time she would teach there in Salford, all the other would-be actors loved the idea that it would be her. So they'd make sure they showed up. And so we all loved just the spontaneity that it requires.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said theater and improv, how does it work together? In theater, sometimes you do a scene with ad-libbers. Ad-libbers and line forgetters, they're inevitable. And how you recover from that has everything to do with improv, because if you know the idea of the scene, you can be stuck in the middle of something completely different and go back to the main story. Improv helps you do that.
Do you ever get scared of doing improv? Like before you start, do you have a fear inside you?
Every time.
Yeah, I think so. I get it kind of with everything, like every kind of public speaking thing or improv or any kind of putting yourself out there. I think I would be worried if I didn't feel that, because I think it would mean that I didn't really care. So I think if I didn't feel a slight sense of like, oh, then I probably wouldn't be committing to what I was doing enough.
Sekki, the same?
Yes, and listening is 99% of it. And so I feed off of the character that the other person goes with. And so I dread the day when I go in and there's nothing. I just feel like that will happen someday, but it hasn't. Not in a big way anyway.
You would go into a scene and you would have no idea? Is that what you're dreading?
Yeah. But so far it's worked out. Like the way their eyebrow goes up sometimes, or the way I can feed off of that. Even if they just lift a finger to do something, I realize, okay, I can do something with that. But so far so good.
Don't ever lose that. That's awesome observation. That's awesome listening. That's so
Thanks.
great.
Thanks.
Were you going to say something, Jess?
No, I've got no ideas in my head whatsoever.
So I'm going for a PhD in drama and I'm studying improv. And one of the things that I'm studying is the concept of emotions and the concept of fear, because fear is usually the reason why we make bad moves in improv. It's usually why someone is like sexist or gross or makes a fart joke because they're so afraid that they want to be funny that they make these kind of bad moves, or they shut down, like they stop talking, or they talk too much kind of thing. But like you're saying, Jess, is that in my research, I've discovered that fear comes from hope. It's because you hope you're going to do a good job. You hope that you're going to impress these people. You hope that you're going to whatever it is. Because if you didn't have hope, it would just be consigned depression. It would just be, it's going to be crap. But fear is a sign of like, I really care about this and I really want this to go well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've been thinking, like, a lot of people think that the opposite of fear is hope, and hope is actually the nugget behind fear. And I personally believe that the opposite of fear is curiosity, because fear causes you to shut down. Fear causes you to look answers as an individual instead of teamwork. So it causes you to lean back, where curiosity Sekki, is what you're talking about, the littlest finger or the eyebrow raise. I go, I'm curious about everything you do. And so there's this thing called, I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I'll stop talking in just a second.
I'm learning.
There's this thing called there's this thing called polyvagal theory. And what it basically says is there's fight, flight, but there's fight, flight, and freeze. And so it's like when people go through traumatic experiences, you'll be like, well, why didn't you fight? Or why didn't you say anything? It's because we have this natural instinct to freeze on stage. So when people are new or people are feel very, like Sekki, you said, I felt very safe. Like I'm fearful, but I feel very safe. But when people don't have that sense of safety, there's literally parts of the inner ear that shut down and they can't hear certain things. They can only hear high-pitched noise, like a scream for danger, or low-pitched noise, like a giant creature's coming after them. So like when you're afraid, you literally cannot take in certain information. So in improv, like you're saying, Sekki, like I'm afraid, but I still feel safe and I can still make these cognizant decisions and be curious about my scene partner as opposed to completely shut down. And it's also why a lot of improv scenes are about fighting, because when we're afraid, we're like, no, we're looking for conflict and you're bad and I want a divorce. And so I think that's also why a lot of improv teachers say, love your scene partner, because then you're building something together. Characters that love each other build together as opposed to characters that hate each other, just try to destroy each other. I totally am absorbing everything you both are saying.
Lovely. Well, cool.
Yeah, that's just wonderful. Yeah, brilliant. Oh, thank you so much for joining us, David. It's been wonderful to play a scene with you. Is there any other groups or anybody that you would like to take this opportunity to promote?
I would like to promote other people. I would like to promote Lancaster Improv Players. They're a wonderful improv group. I'd like to promote, Huge Theater is doing this wonderful panel tonight about people with disabilities doing improv. And Huge Theater is doing some fantastic panels on inclusivity in improv. So I highly recommend paying attention to all their panels that are going on. And then I would like to give my biggest promotion to Glossop Theater, because let me tell you, I love new theaters popping up. I love people that are passionate about improv. And I think improv needs new leaders right now. Doesn't need new leaders to replace old leaders. It needs more leaders. We don't need improv billionaires. We don't need improv celebrities. We need everyone to go, I can do improv if I want to do improv. I'm going to do it tomorrow night and invite some friends. Bam, we're doing improv. So I really want to give a shout out to Glossop Improv and everything you two are doing to unite the community globally, not just regionally, globally. And I love stuff like that.
Well, yeah, we're very lucky to have such a fabulous group in Glossop. Well, they're not just in Glossop anymore. That's the brilliant thing, is that we've got members from all over the place. And this week, our session is going to be run by one of our members. It's not going to be run by me or Sekki. We've told our members to go out, find games. If you want to run stuff, you run it, and we will help you and support you to do that, because that's what people need to be doing. Like, if that's the best way that's how I learned most of the improv games and formats was to try and run it myself, not just to participate in it, but to try and run it and think about what does this need in order to be able to work. So the more we can get everybody doing that, not just me and Sekki, the better.
Yeah, it's a really good way to find out that you can't do maths.
Why?
I ran it last week and I couldn't remember what was it, the alphabet game, and groups of 3 and 4. I just couldn't, like, I just couldn't.
It's been a learning curve for us.
I think that when you have to teach something, you have to analyze it in a certain way that's not idiosyncratic. Because like, if I know a short form game, I know how to make people in the audience laugh with my personality and the expectations and my body type and all that kind of stuff. But now I have to teach it to someone else who's completely different from a different background. So you have to analyze, why does this game work? And why is this a short form game that's really popular, or blah, 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 blah. So I completely agree with you. I think it's a fantastic way to get deeper into improv.
Excellent. Well, we will let you go, because I know you've got other things to be doing, other places to be, 1,000,001 things to be involved with and promote. So thank you so much for spending time with us, David, and we hope to work with you again soon.
Same. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I'm going to stop streaming on Facebook. So say goodbye to Facebook.
Bye.